Hey, what's up, y'all? Well, for those of you that don't know or haven't watched any of my other videos, start my own business, my own trucking business, and I wanted to document as much of it as I could on YouTube because I was having a lot of trouble finding out information about how to get started. And I chose trucking because it seemed like the least amount of capital to start up as compared to some other businesses where you'd have to rent a space, buy equipment. I thought about being a butcher, owning my own butcher shop. It's going to cost me a fortune up front. And then you got to build clientele, bring in customers, the marketing, and at any rate, I decided to go with trucking. So, what I've done so far, watched a lot of videos on YouTube. There's a couple guys on there that they seem really intelligent, know what they're talking about. One, his name is Sammy. His YouTube channel is Make Sense. I watched a lot of him and got a lot of inspiration from him. And then the other was Justin at Just Trucking. And he did what I'm trying to do. He just got his CDL, got his own authority, bought a truck, rented a trailer, and started making money under his own LLC. So first thing I did was I got my CDL license. It ended up costing almost $8,000 to get my CDL. I was fortunate in that I got a grant from the state, and they paid for all that. Because I'm a veteran. So that worked out well for me. Next thing I did was start my LLC. I used LegalZoom to get that started. Got my federal EIN number. Working on getting my business license. That's being done through LegalZoom as well. So they've been a big help. And then I joined OOIDA. I think it's Owner Operator Independent Drivers Association or something like that. They have a one-stop shop for getting your authority, helping you get that. And that cost me about $775 roundabout. But they'll say they do all the work. They do all the work. They'll do everything. File the paperwork, and my U.S. dot number, which they've already gotten for me. Currently have that, and my motor carrier number. They're submitting my authority right now. There's a 10-day, what do they call it, a grievance or objection, or anyone has 10 days. I guess it goes before Congress, and there's a 10-day period that people can basically argue that you shouldn't own your own business or have your own authority. I don't quite understand what that means, but there is that waiting period. So I'm looking at 3 to 4 weeks before that authority actually comes through. I did buy a truck. Bought a 2016 Freightliner, 425,000 miles on it. Seems like a good truck. Probably, depending on how much cash I have left, I may have to rent or lease a trailer until I get some positive cash flow coming in. But bought the truck. Got insurance through Progressive. That was one thing that Just Trucking, one of his advice was Progressive's the only one that's going to touch you. I didn't even call around. I just went straight to Progressive based on his advice. And I got a pretty good rate on my insurance. It ended up being just under $11,000 for the year, and I got the required amount of insurance, and I even got full coverage on the truck, and I didn't have to, but I did. And I know those guys were saying, I think just trucking pays like $18,000 a year, and Sammy, it makes sense. I thought I saw in one of his videos that he paid like $12,000 a year just for insurance, and I don't know what I did right or if I did something wrong. Why mine's cheaper? It's probably my age, so I'm over 50. That's probably why it's cheaper. I don't know. At any rate, so I have insurance on my truck. Got my U.S. DOT number, my MC number. Now registered with FMCSA. Joined a drug consortium through OOIDA. So I'm compliant with that. I forget what they call that now. I have to get back with it, the name for the clearinghouse. You have to be in the clearinghouse, the FMCSA clearinghouse. It's a way that any owner or anyone that you want to do business with can request to see your active, I call it a drug use profile. So what this clearinghouse does, it keeps track of all your test results. If you have a positive or a refusal, it'll be on there. So never failed drug tests in my life, and I don't do drugs, so I really got nothing to worry about there. My drug of choice is beer. I enjoy a cold beer once in a while. I never drink and drive. Never been arrested on alcohol or drug related, nothing. I'm super clean. Driving record's clean. No criminal record. I think all that can weigh in on some of these licenses and permits and authority that you try to get. I don't know. All I know is, for me so far, it's been pretty easy to do that through OOIDA. It was costly, but I think the cost was worth it to make sure I'm fully compliant with all the regulations, because there's a lot of stuff out there. You need a BOC3 in every state. OOIDA takes care of that for you, so I would recommend it. But I'm new to the game, so I don't really know. Right now I'm looking at people wanting to factor. I'm getting a lot of calls, people wanting to factor the loads. I gotta look into that, see what it's about. They were talking about next day pay, taking 2.25%, 5% up front, then they give you 2.25% of back of that, so 2.75% is what they charge percent. You get 2.25% back when they get paid, which can be months. And I know Sammy and Justin both talk about quick pay, how it's just easier and not really any more expensive, but I want to do some research into it, see what I can find out. I got an email from Love's, the truck stop. They want to factor loads for me. And they had some pretty nice discounts that went along with that, which, they got to be making a lot of money if they're offering you discounts on fuel and tires and oil changes. free showers. They got to be making some money off of it. The whole reason I wanted to go in the truck is to make my own money and not have so many people have their hand in my pocket. You know, bad enough, Uncle Sam, well, he's in your pocket up to his shoulder taking your money, but it seems like no matter what work you do or how you try to make money, you got people just piggybacking on you, making money off of your labor. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to make my money for me. And if I can eliminate the brokers and the factors and still get my money, that's what I'm going to do. That's my goal. And I'm going to have to deal with brokers up front, but I'm hoping I can establish some relationships with some local manufacturers and logistics warehouses around here where we can eliminate that broker and I can just ship direct for them. But that's a whole nother video. And, so while the rest of the country burns, I'm trying to start my own business, and we'll see how this is going to go. The protests are crazy. The city's burning. That's a subject for another video too. But the stupidity of the people in this country drives me insane. That's why I want to work for myself too. When you realize that you're smarter than the people you work for, and they're always telling you to do the wrong thing, you know it's wrong. You reach a point in your life, maybe it's with age, I don't know, but you reach a point where you just can't do it anymore. And that's the point I got to. So I got to work for me, do it on my own, make my own decisions, and hopefully make the right decisions and be successful. But I keep y'all posted on this authority stuff and how things are going. It's not as hard as, it's a little overwhelming when you first start and you look at it, but once you start making the calls, getting some help, it's not that bad. I think the average guy could get through it without too much trouble, as long as he gets some help. Although IDA so far, they've been really helpful. Hopefully that continues. Later.